And when you say that focus on one thing, but our tutors correct us on every aspect of English, pronunciation, grammar, syntax. I'm here to welcome you.
Welcome back to the session. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So yes, talking about the hesitation part, right?
Mhm.
It's not like that tutors are not feel hesitation. Even the great leaders, they feel hesitation at once. Okay.
Mhm.
The thing is to overcome that while speaking.
Mhm.
I'm okay. If I'm being honest right now, sometimes I make so many mistakes in a sentence that I have to repeat it. Okay.
Hmm.
But while repeating it, learners, what they do, they get even more nervous while repeating that sentence. That I don't want to make a mistake again. Okay.
Mhm.
I have overcome that part. I've
Mhm.
learned how to overcome that part. That's the main thing about it's not about not being nervous ever. It's about being nervous and still confronting that.
Exactly. It's okay to be
It's okay.
be nervous. Yes.
Definitely it's okay. And there's one thing because you upload this video on YouTube, so a lot of people see it. So I
Yes.
want to tell this to the people actually who are facing this problem that are not able to start their journey. You know,
Mhm.
a baby does not start running altogether. Okay, when he
Exactly.
starts walking, he falls a lot of times. Okay, so it's okay to fall once in a while. Totally fine. There's no harm in that. But you need to try to get up. Okay, if you don't, then you'll never be able to walk, let alone run. Okay, that's something
Mhm.
that people should be aware about. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
and yeah,
Yes.
go
Yes.
ahead, go ahead.
Yeah. So what I want to say is like, okay, everybody knows. We are older enough, right? People
Yeah,
who have become older, that is the problem for them. Those who are learning in school, I guess this is not a problem for them because
yes,
they know everything. Okay, they even though they cannot start their journey, why it happens? Let's focus on this first. Why it happens so that they can understand what is the problem. Then only they can get some solution. So first thing
like
I feel like their mindset is the first problem, that they are
definitely.
feeling that other people will make fun of them or they will mock at them, but this is not the problem is, I think, in our head. We feel and we think like so. It will,
Yes, exactly.
if we are surrounded by 100 people, it may be possible only one or two people will tell you, because I don't think so more than 50 people will still don't know about English, so they can't laugh at you. So we are running after two or three people. What about 90 people or 95 people? So why we are giving them too much
Exactly.
in our life?
Importance.
It
Yeah.
is about us, it is not about others. So when once we understand this, that it is about us, not about others, so maybe we can start our journey. And second thing is like, what I feel, this is the major problem. If
Of course it
one,
is.
like you said, psychological at psychological level, we can understand
Mm.
this thing and we can start. Second thing, what I feel, we are so much bothered with making mistakes. Why we
Yes.
are so much bothering about it? Why it happens? Because of being judged by people? Why it happens? I mean, there are lots of skills we are learning: public speaking, driving a car, swimming, and so on. This fear is not there. Why it happens
I'll
with
tell you why.
English?
There's a very simple explanation for this. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's a human tendency to be afraid. Okay, we
Mm-hmm.
need to just figure out what things are we actually afraid of. Okay, the things that become a necessity. Okay, we start after the point we start being afraid of it. Okay, for example, a very basic example. Okay, for the teenagers out there, they're into
Mm-hmm.
relationships nowadays, right? They have
Mm-hmm.
boyfriends, they have girlfriends. They
Mm-hmm.
make this kind of a thing that I cannot live without him, I cannot live without her. Okay, what am I going to
Mm-hmm.
do if she leaves me? What am I going to do if he leaves me? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because of that, they start getting afraid of that. Okay,
Okay.
instead of actually enjoying their relationship, they're actually destroying it
Okay.
just because of the simple fear. What if I lose it? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
what if I mess up? What if this gets messed up? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Please try it out first. It's a very simple example that I'm using. You can talk about anything. People who are preparing for competitive exams. Okay. 90% of the times they're afraid. They're in the panic mode going on that, oh my God, this syllabus is left, this is left, this is left.
Yes,
What
yes.
should I do? What should I do?
What should I do?
Don't run in every direction. Eh, Okay. Let's say if I was a class 12 student, okay, and I did not know what I wanted to do with my career.
Mm-hmm.
Possible, right? So, uh, let's say that I chose that I'll prepare for engineering as well and medical as well and the commerce field as well. I would
Okay.
fail in all those three.
Yes, because your focus is divided. Simple.
Yes, of course. That's what happens when a learner enters Clapingo, or that's what happens when a learner tries to learn English anywhere. The first day, he learn about grammar. Okay. Second day, he learn about new vocabulary. Third day, he's going to learn about pronunciation. Does not work like that. Not at all. You cannot be in four different boats at one point of time. Okay, you're definitely going to drown if you're trying to be in four different boats. Pick one. Okay, set a timeline that for this 1 week, I just have to work upon my sentence structure. Fine,
Mm-hmm.
let's do that. Let's work on a sentence structure. I always give the learner this choice. I don't force it on them that this week we'll work on sentence structure. I don't do that. I ask
Mm-hmm.
them what is important to you. Communication, English, expressions, speaking skills. What do you want to work upon? Whatever you say. Okay.
Okay.
They tell
So,
me, and we start
okay.
working on them.
So in this
Yeah.
context, I just want to raise one question. Like you said, I do agree with this thing, and that's why I prefer to have sessions with only one tutor,
Yeah.
so that I can focus on my communication and my grammatical aspects of English. But what
Exactly.
happens when you confront different tutors? Every time they come with different kind of suggestion, different kind of ideas. And when you say that focus on one thing, but our tutors correct us on every aspect of English, pronunciation, grammar, sentence structure, vocabs. So
Yes.
everything is running in our head, okay, before, because we are afraid that okay, we are going to have a session, and we try to do not make more mistakes. This is
Exactly.
our
I get that.
tendency being learner. So how could a person can focus on only
I
one aspect of
totally,
English?
yes, I totally understand. And it's a very valid point. Being at Clapingo, yes, this is a very good thing as well. And it becomes a bad point as well. That every day you're getting a new suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
For people who are good at English, it's a good thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? Who've completed their basics, who've done that. It's a very good thing that every day they're getting new suggestions and they can work on that. Right.
Yes.
But for learners who are starting from scratch, the learners who are on a very basic level right now, they can't do it. Okay. They'll try to run in every direction. It's a
Yes.
very natural human tendency. How can you stop this? That's what your question was, right?
Yes. Yes.
I'll start with this. Okay, please, Clapingo, don't fire me. Okay.
And
Yeah.
me too.
Yeah. Look, every tutor, including me, is very stupid. I mean it. Okay. Every tutor is stupid at Clapingo. What Sometimes, look, I'm very invested in a session. If I'm being very honest, if I'm telling you the psychology of the tutor now, sometimes I'm very invested in the session, right? Like right now, I'm talking to you, I know what I'm talking about, and I'm invested in this. Sometimes it's like, yeah, I'm very tired, I just have a session, I have to take it. It
Mm-hmm.
happens like that as well. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's just a 15-minute session, I'll take it, and I'll go to sleep.
Okay. It becomes
It
like a
happens.
compulsion. You have to
Exactly.
do that.
The
Okay.
moment it becomes like a compulsion, the tutor will suggest you the things that they want. Happens with me as well. Happened with me as well. I'm telling you, it has happened with me twice or thrice. In 1 year, I've tried to do it as less as possible, but I've done it 2 or 3 times. I remember that. Okay.
Okay.
It's a natural thing. Learners also get tired of listening to the same suggestions. They say, tell me something new. I don't want to listen to this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Similarly, tutors as well. If we are telling the same suggestions every day, we also get tired. Right?
Mm-hmm.
We want to give you something new.
New.
Okay. That's why I do not get tired. I never give the same suggestion. Most of the times I'm giving different suggestions. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing, if you're working on one thing, okay,
Mm-hmm.
first of all, do not listen to every tutor's advice. That's stupid. That's a very bad decision on your point. Okay, on your
Yes.
part, you're making a very bad choice if you're listening to every single tutor. Tomorrow, if somebody tells you to read a book, will you start reading that? It's not, does not work like that. Okay,
Exactly.
you need to pick up the things that, okay, I'm interested in this. Let's try to do it.
Yes.
I tell this very clearly. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. If you want to do it, then do it.
What
Okay.
I do is, here I just want to share my strategy. What I do is, I just write down what is my requirement, what
Yeah.
I want to achieve, and
Exactly.
slowly,
Exactly.
because like everybody has different thought process, different
Yeah.
requirement, and different techniques to learn things. Maybe by
Right.
reading book I can learn things easily, but one can learn things by watching movies. So
Yeah.
I need to identify that what will work for me. Okay,
Exactly.
then the simple strategy should be start from simple things, then move to the complex thing.
Complex ones.
But what we
Exactly.
do is we start with complexity, and then
Yeah.
we just mingle up with things.
Okay.
So I did this after having such bad experience at
Yeah.
Clapingo.
You got that experience, right? That's why you started doing it. What happens? You're one of the very less learners basically who actually tried it out. People when they get a bad experience that after even after learning grammar that did not help me, they leave it. Okay, they leave the whole process that it won't work for me. No, that's not right. I just asked them this very simple question. When you were learning Hindi, when you were learning your mother tongue, you did not have to go to the complex things first. You did not have to go to school to learn all of that. Okay, you learned all of it at home. So why not do it with English too?
Yes, but it
Okay,
wants discipline and a
yeah.
sense of, that
There's
should.
one thing I'd like to say. As you
Hmm.
mentioned, that people do not get motivated. Right. There was
Hmm.
this quote I was listening to yesterday, and it just popped in my head right now. You can never be motivated enough. Okay, you'll always feel demotivated. It's again a natural human tendency to feel demotivated all the time. Okay, that
Hmm.
I cannot do it, it won't work, it will fail. That's the thing that human mind thinks of, because we've been
Hmm.
prepared like that. Right. It's
Hmm.
not about motivation, it's about discipline. If you discipline yourself into learning this language, you can learn it. It's easy to learn it.
Hmm.
Discipline as in set a particular amount of time that you have to put in for this. And you have to put in. I'm not asking you to put in 3 hours a day. If you can put in just 15 minutes, do that. But 15 minutes should be every day.
Every day.
Okay. It
It
should
should be
not
in
be
a
like today.
consistent manner. Yes, yes.
Exactly. What happens? People they read book of one day they read 40 pages altogether. Okay. For the next 10 days they don't read anything. Again they read 40 pages. It does not work like that. It does not help at all. Okay.
And there is a reason behind that. Why it happens? Because when you are in a school, when
Yeah.
you are in a college, so the primarily thing you need to do is
Exactly.
study. But when you become older and you have a lot of responsibilities, so it's easy to be distracted by
Yeah.
things. But like you said, if you want to achieve something, you have to take pain, and you have to
Okay, Megha,
maintain
your
your
video got stuck.
time and manage your time, right? So yes, this hello
Okay,
Mantavya, are you
hello.
getting my voice?
Yeah, now I am. Now I am. Yes, go ahead.
Yes. So that is the problem I find. Because of many responsibilities, one cannot focus on this part of this learning thing. They cannot maintain their consistency, and they just forget what they started this
Exactly.
few months ago. But
I never suggest this to learners. That's why. Okay, I never suggest a particular amount of time. Okay, I don't say
hmm,
that do it for 50 minutes a day, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours a day. I only
hmm,
suggest that for passive things. Okay, I
exactly.
do suggest listen to English for 5 hours or 7 hours a day, but in a very passive way. They don't have to put in efforts for that. Okay, it automatically will be there. That's a different scenario. But things in which you have to put in efforts. Do that for 10 minutes. Start with 10, 15, 20 minutes. Okay, there's this process that I have created basically. I've come up with this kind of a
Hmm, hmm,
solution, you can say. Instead
hmm,
of increasing or instead of being inconsistent,
hmm, hmm,
increase just one single minute every day of learning. Just 1 minute. It's very
exactly.
easy to do that. When you increase 1 minute, your mind is comfortable to increase that. Okay, your mind wants to do it. But yeah, 1 minute.
Actually, Mantavya, when may I call you by your name? Sorry.
Yeah, of course. I'm totally
Yes.
fine with it. Yeah, go ahead.
when we are we are thinking that it is like a burden on us, but when actually you do something productive, when you spend your 15 minutes of your one day in a productive thing, the bliss you will feel, that will be awesome, right?
Yes, exactly.
Once you get
Yeah.
so
Why is there that bliss? When basically do we get that bliss? When we are doing something that does not feel torturous and painful. Okay. Now, if I do not like reading books, and if somebody keeps forcing me that, Mantava, you have to read books to learn. How can I feel it? How can I enjoy it? How can I think of a bliss at that point of time when I'm not even liking what I'm doing?
But Mantavya, sometimes there are lots of things we don't want to do in our life, but we have
I'm
to
not
do.
saying
Like in school,
totally.
we don't like
I
science, and
understand
we
that. No, no,
right.
no. Okay.
Yes,
Look, now I understand. This is a very good question. So I'm sorry I'm interrupting you in between, but I
yes,
want to
yes, yes,
answer this.
yes, yes,
Okay.
please.
I'm not saying don't read books. Okay. But I'm saying that up till a point when you reach, look, people are starting from scratch. Okay. Right now they do not have any liking for English. Okay. You and I
Yes,
right now we like English. Okay, we
yes,
enjoy
yes,
it.
yes,
People who are
yes,
starting from scratch, they do not like English. Okay.
yes.
They
It is
instead
painful.
it's
Yes, yes,
painful for them, right? And
yes.
when they start doing something, that activity that is painful as well, and that to a language that's painful, you can understand how much
I
it
knew very
multiplies.
well. I knew very well. I
Yeah,
knew how
after a
frustrating
point.
it is and how annoying it
Exactly.
is.
Yeah,
Yes.
you don't have to make the learning process annoying, make it interesting for yourself. When it becomes interesting, anything you want to learn is possible. Okay, look, I do not have time as well. I'm busy taking Clapingo sessions, I'm busy with my business, I'm busy with a lot of things right now. Okay. But if I want, I can improve my vocabulary every day. Okay. I still can do that. I'm
Yes.
not getting time as well. I'm suggesting things to learners, but I still don't work on it. Okay. But
Okay.
I'm not doing that because I've reached a certain level.
Yes.
That's it.
Mantavya, I guess
Yes. We
we are
just
running
have
a
1 minute left. I just
yes,
saw
yes.
that.
But
Yeah.
tomorrow as well, we will have 2 sessions. I would like
Okay.
to continue the same talk tomorrow as well,
Definitely.
and I will come up with
Definitely.
few more questions.
Sure. Okay. Then we'll meet tomorrow and let's
Yes,
talk
yes,
more.
yes,
Okay.
yes. Okay.
Okay.
Bye
Bye bye,
bye.
Megha. Have a good day.
Yeah, same here.
Okay.